Hi everyone, it is time for the other winner, or I shouldn't say the other winner, the tied winner, because one and the other, they were equal, of the Great Covers poll in the community, Patreon community. So thank you, first of all, to everyone who voted and helped choose these for me. I've already done the first one, now I'm here for this one. And this is going to be, well, it's another one that I haven't heard before. And actually yesterday, Vlad came to me and he said, have you ever heard of an American folk song kind of originating in Tennessee called In the Pines or Where Did You Sleep Last Night? I said, no, I haven't. I know some folk songs from this area. The Appalachian region was quite abundant in that regard. I can look it up for you. He said, no, don't look it up. Don't look it up. It's part of the Covers Project. Okay. So that's all I know. Let me see what I have to read here. In the Pines, also known as Where Did You Sleep Last Night, or My Girl, or Hey Girl, and Black Girl, is a traditional American folk song originating from two songs, In the Pines and The Longest Train, both of whose authorship is unknown and date back to at least the 1870s. These are kind of old songs. Interesting that this is a combination of them. The songs originated in the southern Appalachian area of the United States, in the contiguous areas of East Tennessee and Kentucky, western North Carolina, and northern Georgia. Well, it would be a good thing for me to get familiar with this one, wouldn't it, since I happen to live in Tennessee? Leadbelly was an American... Am I saying that right? Leadbelly or Leadbelly? I'm going to assume that it's Leadbelly. Was an American folk and blues singer, notable for his strong vocals, virtuosity on the 12-string guitar, and the folk standards he introduced, including his renditions of In the Pines, Goodnight Irene, Midnight Special, Cotton Fields, and Boll Weevil. Leadbelly usually played a 12-string guitar, but he also played the piano, mandolin, harmonica, violin, and windjammer. In some of his recordings, he sang while clapping his hands or stomping his foot. Sounds like a good, homey folk singer style. American folk singer style. Due to the popularity of Leadbelly's versions, he is often erroneously cited as the song's author, such as by Kurt Cobain, who introduced Nirvana's 1993 MTV Unplugged rendition as being by his favorite performer, and then telling an anecdote about attempting to purchase Leadbelly's guitar. According to the American folklorist Alan Lomax, Leadbelly learned the song from an interpretation of the 1917 version compiled by Cecil Sharp and by the 1925 phonograph recording. Interesting. So, apparently, this folk song, this combination of folk songs, has been around for a good long while, but Leadbelly, his version is the one that kind of brought it into the popular consciousness and repertoire. So it makes sense that... There goes a harp string. Well, it's raining. It rained all last night. Every time the weather changes, I can expect strings to pop. We caught it on camera. Okay, so I was saying, he was not the original author. It's not like he composed the song, but he's the one who, we could say, uncovered it and brought it into the popular repertoire, so to speak. And, well, let's see what it sounds like. Kind of a heavy-weighted guitar accompaniment.
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on, tell me, baby. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I was shivering all night through. My girl, where will you go. I'm going where the cold wind blows. Where's that, baby? In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet you all night through.
I love the way he sings shiver, and you start to feel the shiver. This is the kind of folk singing style that I find incredibly attractive. There's something so sincere about it, and it doesn't need any. I could even say that it wouldn't even need the guitar. Well, of course, the guitar helps him keep it together. And that's often what these simple accompaniments do, is just to help guide the voice through the different harmonies. But this one could be a cappella, just a solo voice, and be absolutely stunning. And you wouldn't need any fancy vocal gymnastics, just this beautifully expressive, sincere, haunting vocal quality that he's giving us. It's beautiful.
My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on and tell me something about it. In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet shiver all night through. Shiver for me now.
Shiver for me now. Is this where we're supposed to be shivering? I suppose.
What happened down there?
And this is basically what he's done, is he's taken the accompaniment and just given us a verse without any singing. And it's interesting the way he places the accompaniment so front and center. But what he's asking us to do is to hear the melody in our minds as we listen and kind of sing it along internally. Let's hear that again. It was such a great invitation. Shiver for me now.
Where the sun don't ever shine, I bet shiver all night through. Shiver for me now. What happened down there? My husband was a hard working man, killed a mile and a half from here. What happened to him? His head was found in a driver wheel, and his body haven't never been found. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on and tell me something about it. In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet you all night through.
I guess I would sum this up as being musically, the experience of it is one of those pieces that it's like an arrow goes straight through you. is his voice. It's the sincerity, the simplicity, the completely unadorned quality. I don't mean that he's not using his voice well. He is, actually. And this is one of those incredibly challenging skills or perhaps elusive instincts for an artist, a performer, is how do you use all that you have in a way that delivers only the content and none of yourself. And I feel like this is a fabulous example of that. You could hear how he bent the notes, how he moved through the lines, how he placed the kind of the dialectic accent pronunciation, how he sometimes used just a touch of vibrato, but it never was something that I wanted to say, oh, there's some vibrato, or oh, what a wonderful slide through that note, because all I was hearing was the music itself. And that's a real art form. It's also something that you find sometimes in very untrained, self-taught artists, often more than professional artists, because by the time you've gone through all the paces of learning all the technical stuff, sometimes we lose connection with that part of ourselves that gives us that instinct. And it's a great reminder for us trained performers to never lose that sincerity. Really nice. And I guess this is one of the reasons that classical musicians have always been and still are so attracted and interested in researching, uncovering, and hearing authentic folk singers from various cultures around the world. It was quite a trend in the 20th century because at that point, by the time we got to 1900s, somewhere around there, we felt that we had kind of explored and exploited so much of the potential of massive musical sounds and impacts, and the art form as a whole felt a need to find its way back home, in a sense. And that is why there were so many experimental musical styles in the classical umbrella, under the classical umbrella during the 20th century. But one of those things was a renewed interest and enthusiasm for folk music. A lot of research, and just to name one I've mentioned on this channel several times before, is Bartók. And he spent his life, he dedicated years of his life to traveling village to village, town to town, peasant home to peasant home, recording them singing and playing their own music. And then he tried to use that as kind of the basis for a lot of his own musical creativity, because he recognized how alive and potent that folk art was. And, well, here it is. I know that Leadbelly wasn't the original composer, but he was a folk singer, and clearly he had his roots in the right place to be able to give this kind of sincerity and authenticity, feeling of authenticity in his performance. And that is a real gem. Well, I'm incredibly curious now to see what Nirvana does with this, because, okay, I listened to Smells Like Teen Spirit. I feel like this is a far cry from Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I don't know. Obviously, my supporters thought that it was a great cover to listen to, so let's go find out what it is, and you will hear that tomorrow. I'll see you soon.